Okay, we're gonna start adding the content for this rows, this grid down here, by using the utility. So we're going to be adding these 4 Deadpool boxes, or whatever you want to call them, and we're going to be using the columns here. I'm gonna kind of just delete, no, they're gonna use these, but we're going to be using them in another way, kind of similar to this, but we're going to have all these things being printed out for each item instead. First thing I want to do is I just want to add fixed to this, so it doesn't go from side to side or 100% width, so it's a little bit more scaled. And then I want to start adding some of these things. I think it was in the home page. I'm just stealing this one here because I don't want to write it by hand. I just want the responsive part to be copied as well. So you can see how awesome that is when it's being written by the computer. And I'm just pasting this in here. So column 12 and so on and so on. So it scales down. Now, what we need to do is we need to do a similar thing as we did with our navigation. So this is the navigation. So it looks like this. We have a LI, and for each page in the pages, we're going to print out that title here. And we're going to do something very similar to this. So in our code, we're going to do first we're going to do the ng and for, like this, and it goes down to here. So we have our ngFor, and now we need to tell the system that we're going to print this specific thing out. Now I'm just going to use, for the sake of it, the same here as I did in the last one. You can change this to something else, or we can do this later. Or just do as I, maybe that's easier, so use I for each item in our new created utilities. And what I need to write here is what fits together with, where did it go? Here. So this util here, we need to catch this, because this will actually push us into the provider, which is over here. So this is where this name, oh, sorry, where did it go? This name is now being used and what it's going to be used for. So if you name this utils, then you need to use utils right now when I'm doing what I'm doing now. So let I of util here, and you see it's already helping me. Yes, that's the one I want. And then we need to tell it, now we're in this util, what do I need to grab over here? What do I need to do over here? Well, you need to go into get stuff. So we're going to go into get stuff and go back to my browser here, and I'm just going to type get, and you can see it's actually, is this what you want? Yes, which most certainly is. So now we know, we're telling the system, hey man, dude, go into this because we need to use it. That's kind of the first part. Now each is going to print out one of these columns for each of these informations we have. So let's just start by adding a Ionic card title. So Ion, you can actually go grab these from online, from the repository, from the components. That's what I did. I'm going to use the card. And I'm just going to try quickly writing text here. And let's go see if this actually works. So it writes text 4 times. The reason it writes it 4 times again is because 4 elements, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's why it writes out 4. So now we know it actually counts the correct amount of Deadpools. But instead of having it writing text, or like up here, we did it one at a time, we're going to be using the title here. And just like the menu, we're going to be using these double curly brackets. So a binding in this case. And instead of using P like we did before, not O, but we're going to be using I as up here. So I, and then we want the title like this. So let's try see what happens now. So item, in our case, what's in there, and now it says Deadpool is crazy, Deadpool 2 is crazy, Deadpool 3 is crazy. Now it's actually grabbing titles from in here and putting them into HTML, and it's kind of like whoa, putting everything together, and we can just add more and more and more and more. So this is kind of very similar to how a web shop would be created. So having a structure of HTML and then having that being created by the system for each new product that's actually in there. Same way that would happen. That's the first part. We also want a paragraph, so let's add one of those, and then we need to use this bracket again, go into our utilities, and we kind of want to have all this real good at hunting bad guys. So what do we actually, what do we need to write in our new here to actually have that out. If you just type I dot, and then we have 3 different options because it's actually looking into this because we use it up here. And we have images, skills, or title. And we just want skills. So let's hit save and go back and see, oh shoot, it's printing it out. That's also excellent. We also kind of want to have an image of Deadpool because Deadpool looks fantastic in that red suit, and we just want to put that in. So just above our card title, we're going to hit IMG, use Emic to print it out, and then we're going to do totally the same thing as before. So like this, we're going to use I dot and then image and hit save. So let's hope for seeing 4 Deadpools. So you can see how easy it is to actually grab information from a provider here, and we can just change this. So if we don't want Deadpool, we want something else. We want the cap, so we just grab this, or we want something else from online, then go grab a image of let's go Deadpool, whoops, I can't even spell, Deadpool to cable, so the guy from the next one, videos, and we want to import, well, just this image, they're both here. I'm just going to go copy image address from online, so make sure it's there, fantastic. And then I'm just going to paste this in for the third one here. So instead of having Deadpool at the cap, I'm just posting this in. Now we'll have a difference in sizes here, of course, but as you can see, we're using the provider to provide us information and using the HTML alone to the structure. So let's go to our web store. And that's kind of the important thing here is, so only having this much HTML compared to this much HTML. As you can see, this kind of get clutters real fast compared to this. So that's kind of the point of using providers and extracting data and grabbing data online. This is how many of the systems online are actually working. So that's kind of what we want to continue using, grabbing information like this, and then continue adding on where you can even grab information from a what's called an API or a database online. So like, I don't know, in the movie database, you know, IMDb, you can grab things like this, convert things here and actually use this. We might do that, who knows? But it's real awesome, and you really need to start using this and trying to grab this and understand it. Right. So that's kind of just a quick introduction to creating a simple provider in Ionic.